Hey, Christy, how you doing?
I'm well.
And will you introduce yourself and maybe tell you how you came to FasterEFT, anything else that's important to you in your experiences, and now you're in Habilitat, and just kind of share a little bit about that.
Sure. I actually started on my healing journey, well, first off, my name is Christy Hall, and I'm from Dallas, Texas originally. I'm currently in North Carolina. I started on my healing journey back in, I think that was 2001. I picked up Thought Field Therapy, the book by
Callahan.
Yes, thank you. And I worked with it, but I found it was really hard to remember. And so I really just didn't practice it. And fast forward to 2007, and we moved from Texas to North Carolina, and I found myself in a really dark place because I had left all my family, all my friends, my job, everything behind. And so I sought out a regular EFT practitioner because that's all I knew there was at the time, and went through quite a few sessions with them. And then when I couldn't afford it anymore, I had to find something else, and that's when I found you on YouTube. And I thought that was just awesome. I was like, okay, this is really working. Even just tapping along with the videos on YouTube, it was, getting lots of changes. And fast forward again, 2010, and holy cow, Robert's coming to North Carolina, and you went to Wilmington, and you did 2-day Tap Fest, and sat in on that, was way in my stuff. Yeah, I'll never forget during this seminar, you're talking straight to me, and you're like, Christy, stop wallowing in it, because I really was wallowing in it. And stayed Monday, and you tapped on me. And I went home and I bought the Ultimate Training Kit. And I'm ashamed or embarrassed to say maybe that it sat there. I didn't really do anything with it. I just, I watched a couple of the videos, but I was in a different space. So I found it, picked it up later, and it was like, okay, I'm going to integrate this with the rest of all the other, I'd gone through some other coaching practices. Really found that I wanted to help people. I was tired of doing what I was doing. And so I went through, did the Ultimate Training Kit, levels 1, 2, and 3, got my track B, and just last year decided, okay, you know what, it's time to step up my game. I think I really like doing this. I want to go help other people. Track A was the next step. So I did level 1, 2, and 3 in Oklahoma. And at the end of last year, I really, started thinking about what I wanted to manifest next year, what I really wanted to do. And I knew that the next step for me was going to be Habilitat. Because to me, it was kind of the proving ground of whether or not I really wanted to do it, whether or not I was capable of showing up to do it, just all of the above. And I, put it out in the universe. I want to go. I want to go to Habilitat. And I don't know if you recall back in October, I'd asked, and you said, well, I'm not real sure. And I was like, okay, no, keep putting it out there, keep putting it out there. And messaged you again in December, and you're like, yeah, buy your tickets. I'm like, yes. So for me, Habilitat was, I knew that I wanted to work with addicted persons because I grew up in a family full of alcoholics and food addicts and that kind of thing. And I knew that if I could nail the protocol, if I could get it down and knew what was happening and the changes that need to be made, if I could get in there and figure out how they were doing it, I could make the changes. And so being here this week has really, or these 2 weeks, has been, I don't know if anybody else can see it, but I really feel like I've changed. I do understand more about how the mind works. I do understand what's happening. And now I know that I can go home and, pick up with those people who've come to see me and go, you know what, let's start again because I can get it this time. I can get it. It's so, yeah.
So have you had any experiences here with an individual that really touched your life, and can you share what you've?
You mean one of the residents?
Yeah, one of the residents, like somebody you worked with or something like that, and then the changes you saw or the story they told you or something good.
I just, each experience with each resident has been just amazing, really, because you know, you can see them if they haven't had a session, they come in and they're a little bit reserved, and you can tell they're not really willing to give it all up. But you know, you sit there and you build rapport and you let them know, you know, I've seen this, I've been here, I've heard this story, and you can just see them. They open up, and it's like they're so relieved to be released of it. Mm-hmm. One of the most memorable ones was actually one of the last ones we did, and you know, it was somebody who had had multiple sessions. I think he had had 6 or 7, and the drug was still alive in there a little bit. He could still find his high. It was only a 2, and he was, you know, dealing with it. But once we actually got in there, you know, it was, he had a story. He was playing the story. He was playing the story. And so we got in there. It's like, tell us the story. And it's like, bam, 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 bam. And we just hammered on it. Start over, tell the story. And he just eventually, he couldn't tell the story. He's like, I can't find it. And that was really just seeing, that to me was like it really only took 10 minutes. I mean, 10 minutes tops to knock that out. And that to me was like that really big point where it was like, you know what, we don't have to sit here for 10 hours, or 2 hours, excuse me. Yeah. You can, you know, if you get in there and you get it and you hit it and you go after it, gone. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was.
Yeah,
I
think
really
that's
awesome.
The key, really.
Get in there.
You know, you can put out all the little fires, but if you find the guy with the match in his hand,
Absolutely.
you end all the troubles. And that's what I've always said. Look for the guy with the match in his hand. Quit putting the little fires out. Get the big guy.
Right.
Clean out the memory, the reference, the belief system, the attitude, whatever it is that they're using to create a life that they said they didn't want, but they keep manifesting it. So
the other thing that I really have learned over the past 2 weeks has been just to, and you can edit this out, but shut the F up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, shorten it up, right? Because you don't need to go down the path. Mm-hmm. You know, there's ties in there that you don't have to ask these questions because it's the same. They keep what they want is the same as you know, basically the same as what you want, what I want. We all want the same thing, and what we're running from is pretty much all the same stuff. So, and that simplifies it. Yeah,
very good. It is true. All right, very good. Good experience for you?
Absolutely. Can I come back?
Maybe. Depends on how good you are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping me doing all the other stuff.
My own love to open up love.